friendship,
Yeah.
do you think there's a point where you need to say this is
Too much?
realize this is too much?
Yeah, sure. I think with when it comes to relationships, maybe with friends,
Yes.
and maybe the people that are not really friends,
Yeah.
they're maybe an extension of friendship.
Yes.
Like, because we are friends, you met with someone, he's not that close friend of
Or you
yours.
met that
You
person
just
via
grew
someone.
Via someone.
Yeah.
I think oversharing there is should be cautionary. We should be
You
too
should
much.
notice. You should
should
read the room first.
Read the room. Have a boundary of what you have a boundary to what.
What if and
Hi guys, welcome to the Infinite Chatter podcast with Ed
and with Faith. This is where we learn, engage,
and have fun.
Welcome back, guys.
Yeah, episode number what?
7.
Yeah.
Wow, that's a step. 7? We're almost hitting
It
the
was
2
just
digits
yesterday
numbers.
when you were like, oh my god,
Yeah.
what will be the reception? Oh my god. Yeah.
The fears.
The fears of
we are
starting. And here we
slowly
are.
settling and
Yeah.
having fun.
Here we are. We are always counting to the days that we are shooting, imagine.
Yes.
And you're like, okay.
We hope you've been good. We hope you
Yeah.
have been subscribing. We see you.
Commenting, sharing.
Yes.
Thank you so much for the
For the
love
reception.
you showed on our last episode.
Yes.
Keep watching our episodes, not just the last one.
Yes.
We have 6 episodes
Yes.
on our YouTube
Please
channel.
find which one
Yeah.
is interesting to you.
Yeah, comment,
Watch
share,
them.
give us
drop
our
a
views.
comment.
Yeah. Give us our views on what you want to hear from us.
Yes.
Which kind of topics do you want us to touch?
listen.
Yeah, to touch them on, because we are here to learn and we're here to engage and also to have
Actually,
fun.
We're here to engage.
Yeah,
So please
to
engage us.
Engage us. Engage us. Yeah.
We try as much to reply to
your responses,
comments and your DMs, wherever place
yeah.
they come from.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So thank you guys. Yeah. So guys, episode number 7.
Yes. What's
Today,
our topic?
Our topic is we're talking about oversharing.
Oversharing.
Actually,
yes.
oversharing, we are talking about oversharing in terms of friendships
and
your love relationship,
yes,
your family, colleagues at work, yeah, and maybe like let's call the random people we meet at, like acquaintances,
yes.
Yeah.
So before we proceed, I'm gonna read you the Google definition of oversharing. Some of you might not be knowing
Let's understand the definition.
Oversharing is when we say more than we should.
Simple as that.
More than we should.
Yeah, I think it's self-explanatory. Yeah.
Yes, it's actually self-explanatory because the moment you realize you're saying something
then
much more than what you intended to say, that is oversharing.
Sure. And I think it's a self-conscious alarm that comes to your mind and you'll be like, I think I'm sharing a lot.
Yeah, it is definitely self-conscious.
Yeah, it's a self-conscious thing.
Most of the time, everyone notices it. If it's not at that time,
you even
later,
notice by yourself, like,
when you're gone or when you're no longer having a conversation,
you
realize
that I was talking too much.
Nilisema sana.
I said too much. Yeah, I said too much in there. Yeah.
Yes. And you will end up judging yourself.
Sure. Yeah. I reckon everyone have experienced the point of oversharing. Yeah, because you get to a point that you're like, maybe people lose interest.
Yes.
Or maybe you go out of topic and they'll be like, oh, okay, someone cuts you short in the middle of a conversation and you, oh yeah, I went too far.
Yes.
That was oversharing.
What do we call those people that end up saying something they were not meant to say in the middle of a conversation? Is it still oversharing? Or those people would throw something inside a conversation and you realize, that was so unnecessary.
That was so unnecessary.
Do they fall under the same category?
I think they fall under the same category, but I think there's a name
or is that thinking out loud and then you end up saying it?
No, thinking out loud is in this way. Like you are not part of a conversation, or something comes, or you say something that's out of conversation, literally away from what you're talking about. That is thinking loud, because that's something that was running in your mind by yourself. Then you
like assuming we were having a conversation, and you end up saying something randomly, like while contributing to the conversation.
I think that is there's a way, I think it's a speech, there's a way you call that. We're gonna find it and share it on the comment section.
We'll do the homework.
And I think we've had this in class. We've had this in class. Like, I reckon you understand how we are trying to say, like, there's a term we give this person who just comes in
and starts saying something,
or even cut short someone.
And
start something else. And they're like, no, that's a deal breaker. That's a deal breaker.
Okay. Well, today we are talking about oversharing. Tell me, what do you know about oversharing? What do you think about it?
Oversharing, I'll go with one of the positives of oversharing. Let me start with the positive of oversharing. Positive note. The positive note of oversharing. With oversharing, when I look at it in a positive way, is in a scenario whereby, like, your friend is sharing something, or maybe you are in a discussion about something. Then you feel like what that person is saying is of less of info. Maybe like you want to expound more on the topic of discussion. Then you go further and you start explaining more about it.
Too much.
And you feel people now be like, they're in that situation. Yeah, I get it. So I think it makes engagement more. It makes the conversation more engaging and understanding. Because like when I overshare something about, maybe someone just gave you a brief note about maybe a certain kind of fruit, then they describe further about it.
It deepens the connection.
Yeah, it deepens the connection between your conversation.
Some sort of trust.
And you feel like, oh yeah, I think I'm now connecting to this. I think I'm now home. I'm now home. I can now explain.
Do you think that applies to all context of conversations?
No, it doesn't apply to all context of conversation.
I think you mean in the context of, like, if it is an educational convo or a lifestyle or an all-round conversation,
or a coaching convo, or something. Maybe you're in a therapy or something.
That is when it builds connection.
It builds connection,
relaxation,
and also it builds confidence in someone to talk
and trust.
And also to feel like, I think I have a point on this. And you find someone that was so quiet in a group, they come out and they be like, I think this is my opinion. And you, as an instructor, as you feel as a team leader or a group leader, you feel like I think
you are good at that, and you will end up loving the conversation.
You'll end up loving the conversation.
So, and that's when you realize you are a great communicator. You're a great communicator. It would be nice if you do something more of this. I feel like that's how even people end up making someone a friend. Because you love them. Their conversation. And you love them as a person from what they ended up saying.
And I think you give room to people. Like, I would say, maybe you find some introverts in group work, or maybe something. Like, when you deepen conversation is when you connect with someone.
Definitely.
Definitely. So, like,
because it's opening up your soul.
So, like, I think I've used oversharing more when I feel like one of my team members or one of the people that I'm working with is not part of the conversation, and I feel like they're losing out, or maybe they're now they're cringing themselves into a point of shame, or not being present. Like they feel like they're not, they shouldn't be there. They are not part of the conversation. And I feel bad because I feel like they're lowering their self-esteem, or maybe their self-confidence. So I would prefer to talk out loud, extend my overshare something. So, and give them room to talk. However much they not talk about anything we are talking about, like they cannot contribute about the conversation. Listening to them, or even them talking and people listening to them, they get the courage, and now they even sink in into the conversation.
They sink into the conversation, and now it makes it easy to talk about
it. So yeah, to talk about stuff and to even open up.
And I feel like it's limited.
It's limited. That's what I just said from the word go. Like it's limited to the type of conversation
and to the type of
relationship.
You guys.
So I would say this is casual, maybe work related,
yes.
school related,
yes.
and maybe maybe a catch up. Like meet and greet catch up. It can work on meet and greet catch ups too, because
sure.
yeah, I want to know you. I'm that person who would want to dig into you to get to hear your voice.
Yes,
but we feel your connection. Yeah,
depending on the relationship that we have, oversharing is something positive and it is good.
Yeah, it is good. Yeah,
yes.
It is good. We have
on the other hand, considering we've talked about education, maybe in a school setup or in a like a work setup, that is perfect. But when it's more of sharing about personal life and relationship or friendship.
Yeah.
Do you think there's a point where you need to say, this is
too much?
Realize this is too much.
Yeah, sure. I think with when it comes to relationships, maybe with friends, and maybe the people that are not really friends, they are maybe an extension of friendship.
Yes.
Like because we are friends, you met with someone, he's not that close friend of yours.
You met that person via someone.
Yeah. I think oversharing there is should be cautionary. We should be
you
too much.
You should read the room first.
Read the room. Have a boundary of what to watch.
What if and that person who trusts easily?
Yeah, those people who trust easily. Again, I think they get to a point that
those are the people who end up beating themselves after the conversation. Because now they trusted you in that room.
Yeah.
Or three of you in that room, and end up saying so much stuff
about themselves. Or even a friend of mine comes and meets me with maybe my hairdresser, or maybe someone,
or two other friends that
she doesn't know. Then he'll come on and shout over something that is so personal to me. That is oversharing. It's crossing my boundaries. It's crossing my...
It goes back to boundaries.
Yeah, that is my intimate life. Like, I feel like you've crossed a boundary in
Nobody
me.
needed to know that.
I didn't... Like, they didn't have to know the other side of my life.
Yeah.
So, I think that's when oversharing we should always have boundaries. And it has made people to even lack trust. And, you know, we've once talked about how... It's hard nowadays for people to be vulnerable to their own friends, to each other. So, I think that's a negative part.
It is a negative part of oversharing.
Yeah.
But again, it helps build trust.
Yeah.
If your friends are good friends.
Are close up friends. Yeah.
Because if we are good friends and I overshare my problems, that means I am trying to get help.
Sure, yeah.
Because there's no point of me censoring some information and then you ended up judging my story from the half part that I've said.
Yeah, but again, yes, you're trying to get help, but again, try to get help from home.
From a
trusted circle. Don't overshare too much to the people that you even don't know their second name. You even don't know who their personality is.
Yes.
But you've gone all over and everyone knows everything about you. And we just met over work. Like, it's the first time we've met at work, just because we are all from one country, we speak the same language. Yeah. You start telling me everything about yourself. And by the time the end of the shift is, at the end of the shift, I know everything about you, girl.
But you know what, Ed? To add on that, over communication, sometimes it makes someone to lose interest in you.
Yeah, and again, I thought you wanted to say this. Like when someone overshares, they feel like they're relieving themselves of something that someone listened to them.
Sure. On the positive side,
on the positive side.
Yes.
But then again, like if they come and hear their stories out there, they be like, I told her. So then she went and
she's a bitch.
Yeah, she's a bitch. Yeah, and you went and
I feel like everyone should understand that once a person is oversharing, we should not be in a position to judge.
Instead, listen.
Yeah, we should notice quickly that this person is now being a bit too much. But again, it is my duty to respect that and keep that information as private as it is, considering she has shared to us. So us, either me and you, should like be respectful enough and keep that as a secret.
And there's one thing that the people that overshare too much of their own life,
their personal
life, they are tackling something. You feel like
you think they could have gone through some
trauma, and they want to hear what
they want to
be listened to. They want to be listened to. They're yearning for someone to listen to them. And it's even rare nowadays to find someone who is fully glued into listening to you, and more so like in a scenario where the social life is so bad, social life around them is so bad, and there are those kind of people that they barely make friends. And the only people they can say that their friends are, maybe they find their homies at work. They feel like now they're home, because when they leave work, the only solace is their bed. Their bed and
so they've grown to be vulnerable to them.
So the vulnerability is, okay, she's a Kenyan, he's a Kenyan, okay, let me just, like, it comes out naturally. So we have to get into a position that
I feel like oversharing comes so naturally.
It comes.
Nobody ever plans to overshare.
Nobody plans to overshare. I think it's a trait. It's kind of.
Just comes.
It just comes naturally.
Just because suddenly we could be talking about something, and it builds up to something else, and then I end up saying it. And later on, I realize
up to personality too.
And then it ends up digging so much into me
into as a person. Yourself as a person.
So I might forget that I should have kept that to me, and end up saying it.
So, like, I think we have to always watch the length of the length of conversation in the oversharing. You might overshare and you realize that people are not concentrating. It's gonna hurt you. Because you feel like, I think I've talked too much or something.
Considering we are in a very funny era of life.
People
are now there's some people who find it good to share their success. Now people are trying to apply so much for like outside country visas, and someone ends up saying it in public. And someone will to them it is oversharing, and to you it's sharing your joy.
Sharing your joy. Even like sharing is caring. Let's take the statement that sharing is caring, because what I know you
might not know.
Not everything that I know someone out there knows. So I always believe in the power of conversations too. So,
and the power of the mouth. Because
what you say again, it builds up someone, and it even reassures someone that for sure I'm not alone in this mess.
So I think people should take that information of someone sharing something. Not to be envious or
don't be envious.
Take it as a challenge to you.
Take it as a challenge to yourself.
Because I've seen this trend on TikTok, and someone shares like their success of they got a visa, granted to go outside the country, or they got their houses like that, it's all built and something, and now someone is saying, "Why are you showing us? Don't you think the devil is out there?"
Oh no.
There's this kind of like
stereotyping, and I think it's the fear. It's the fear of unknown, and also there's the fight of competence, that you feel like whenever I share something, it will be like I'm competing with someone.
Or I might fail.
Or I might fail. Yeah, I remember there was one time I was sharing about, I had never started applying to coming abroad, and I was like. And I'm told, like, you shouldn't tell people what you're doing.
Exactly my point. Like, even parents encourage their children not to share about it.
No.
because they say that there's a devil.
Yeah, if you talk too much, people are gonna like curse you out
or say something bad for it to not
I don't believe
through.
in curses.
I also don't believe in
if
that.
you believe in that is what you believe is what you earn anyway.
And I feel like it affects
your
children, or it affects those people who you are telling to, because they end up being closed up people to even things that would have helped someone. Imagine if today I realized that there's a trick to doing a certain thing and it would help people, and now you have
somebody's
told
life.
me that you are oversharing your information.
I think we have to get over the mythical thing of sharing too much.
So traditional.
Is lack of blessing, is snatching yourself blessing.
I don't think we are in that
I was
kind
once
of
told
life.
that when I was applying because I was like, with me, I'm someone who believes in meditation, affirmation, and it has worked for me so much. I've visualized so many things in my life and they've come to pass. I've even gotten myself to feeling myself walking in the streets of some places that in some continents, and I've found myself there. So like when I was told like you shouldn't be telling people what you're doing, I was like, they are not the creators in here.
Yeah, and then someone would add in something to you.
They're like, no, what if? I'm like, the what if is you. It's not me. Say,
what if someone curses you? What if someone doesn't wish you well?
Yeah, I'm like,
well, we understand there's people who don't wish you well, but it doesn't mean us sharing it will definitely bring that.
Yeah, bring that. Yeah. Of course, they were there before we shared.
I think it kills children. It kills your kids.
It kills the mentality and
Gen Z generation when you tell them not to share.
Yeah. Yet maybe they have a skill or something that they want to share it to someone.
On this point, we are not talking about like personal stuff.
Yeah.
We're trying to say stuff like that you would help someone or would encourage someone.
Sure.
Because lately, if you air your story out there, it ends up blessing someone. It ends up like challenging
motivating someone. Like I'm on the right path. Or even someone will even be able to notice the mistake they're doing and correct it.
Definitely. Yeah. People are able to learn from it.
I missed this. I'll pick that. I'll add this onto my strategy. It's gonna help someone. Oversharing is good. Yeah.
So for people who are going abroad and going to different countries, I feel like it's important for us to share part of it. Yeah. Considering if you've already succeeded in it, what's so hard in guiding
someone else?
What's so hard in sharing your SOP and telling someone like, this is an example of it?
Yeah, this is how I wrote my SOP. And
it's important to overshare information in the context of education or in the context of helping someone with information.
Achieve something. Or even you find people they are in a circle of friendship, and I'm like, okay, my bad. That's to me, I don't even see that as the friendship. You see, half of the friends, they've got jobs, they've got
good careers,
they've got like everything of theirs is working. Then they have this specific a few friends that like maybe they lost their job or maybe they're not doing well in their jobs. Like, why don't you share what you did to your friend? Why don't you share to your friend how you crafted your resume?
Yes.
How you crafted your LinkedIn profile, and they were able and you got the job. Like you find someone they have the best jobs, then their friend is like, it's not good to always be like, okay, let's help our friend. Why let's help our friend with your friend is there, like, you know, they are not financially capable.
Yes.
Do you want to keep sending money to her or him?
Yeah.
Or
do you want to keep sending your money rather than
empowering that person to sharpen to improve their skills, or even study some short courses and be able to get into like a bar where you feel like for sure
she's good
to go.
Yes.
Yeah.
That is
oversharing
really necessary.
Is good. Yeah.
So in that context, oversharing. Don't get us wrong.
Yeah.
Oversharing in that context is really good.
Yeah.
And it's important for us to be kind enough and share it.
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah, because it's gonna motivate.
It
will
motivate
challenge
someone. It's
gonna
challenging
help someone correct mistakes.
Yeah.
Yes.
And it bonds your relationship with the people you are with.
You will end up being a nice person.
Yeah.
And people will end up saying so many good things
about
you.
About
you. Don't you want that?
Yeah.
Don't you?
Positive space equals growth. Yeah.
Yes.
Positive space equals growth.
It's good. It's good. Because one day you will be like, in your heart, you will be thinking, I helped this person. Like, get through the process. And it's so satisfying to your heart.
Just say that. And I'll be like, then a hater will go and say, do you have to say that you have that person? It's not, I didn't think
you did tell someone. You are thinking in your
this
in
is
your mind and
by
in your
myself.
Heart.
I'm like, I have that person.
Yes. Yeah. So, and it's so satisfying. And you feel good.
I feel good.
And you count that as a blessing.
As a blessing. Because someone will come and tell there that, oh, so-and-so helped me. It's not me who said I helped that person.
Yes.
They'll just come out and be like, so-and-so helped me do this.
So we are preaching you to overshare that.
To overshare.
Don't be mean with success, man.
Mm-hmm.
Why are you mean with success?
Anyways.
We all want to be
we all want to succeed.
Rich and billionaires and
so
be happy.
Be happy.
Yes.
Yep.
So
let's go to the negative part of oversharing that I really hate.
Before I even forget, I mentioned that oversharing could make someone lose the interest in you. What do you think about that?
Yeah, sure.
Like
in terms of
relationship, if you are trying to date,
okay.
And if maybe you've gone out on a date, or maybe you're meeting this person for the first few times, do you think it's good to share so much about you, or do you think it is something that you need to build up information with the time?
Okay, I would go with a progressive information. I don't want to give you everything.
You don't want to open up.
I don't want to open like.
But I feel
it's a give and tell me about yourself.
What if there is information that you need to tell me so that I make a decision now?
Of course, that is a concrete information that you should know. Like maybe I have a baby, I'd be like, you know what?
I'm here. My name is Faith. I have a child.
I'm a mother of two. A mother of one. Before we proceed, that is good. That's a positive oversharing.
Yes.
But the oversharing whereby you go and be like, maybe I'm raised in a toxic family. Blah blah. Like literally,
it will turn off someone.
That is your family. That is not you.
Yeah.
Let's now draw the boundary. Here now, you're oversharing. That you're now starting to talk about your family. Yet it's your first date. It's your date. It's not your parents' date.
But do you think, Ed, it's important for you to tell me that your family is not in good terms with you, so I know how to deal with you, and so I be careful with what I say, because I could be triggering you?
I think that's the purpose of a relationship. Relationship is it's something that you're cultivating.
I love that. You say that's the purpose of the relationship.
That's the purpose of a relationship.
For you,
without that, it's boring.
Yeah, and then for you not to judge
me. Not to judge me. Yeah.
If you really will end up loving me, I want you to love me with what I've gone through. And what's like,
and I believe that shouldn't be something should judge me, because it's something. If you feel like I haven't owned the fact that I was raised in a toxic family, instead of judging me as the right partner, you should be helping me get over that trauma, because that's a childhood trauma.
Yes,
get over the childhood trauma, because I cannot identify that is a childhood trauma that I'm going through, because I'm a victim. And I've lived with it almost half of my life.
Yes.
Yeah. So you judging me is selfish.
So I feel
it's selfish, because there's something
ideally you're saying that there there is information that is important for us to share in our first date. And there is some that we need to share progressively
as we get to know each other, because it's by the time you feel like you understand your partner, it would have gone a long way. And I think things to do with your family, your partner always identifies them through your conversations, through your spending time together,
and through what you say about them,
or even the triggers that maybe I'll ask you, oh, how is your dad? I haven't heard you talking to your dad.
Yes.
So like
you wouldn't notice that.
You wouldn't notice that in our
unless I overshare.
Because it was between me and you.
Yeah.
It was the date was me and you. You wanted to know me, not my parents, not my siblings, not my career, not my friends.
That's really important.
Yeah.
Like it's important for us to notice that.
Yeah.
If at all I am trying to actively date or actively like allow someone into my life, I should be able to say some things at first
consciously
at first when we are meeting, and be able to build it up over time. Yes. But again, people, I'm trying to say like important details is same on our first date, please. If you have kids, please say. If you have a baby mama, please say.
If you have something that you feel like it's an ultimatum to subscribing
to the decision making of whether we are gonna date or not,
say it.
It's important
for you to say.
Because there's no point of me loving you. And then when we are like
in the
6 months or a year later, that's when I realized you have a baby mama. And in my life, I had decided that I don't wanna be with someone who's dealing with baby mama issues.
Or maybe like you are an addict. You smoke. You smoke, or maybe
thank you for that point.
Or maybe
if you are an addict of
addiction
alcohol
or something,
drugs or something.
Let's just talk about an addiction to something that we don't know.
Yes.
This is a date about me and you, so it should be something. I should tell you everything about me.
I don't think most people like accept that they are addicts. So many people are in denial.
Okay, let's not call it an addict. Let's call it a habit that you do.
Habit.
Yeah, yes, maybe I smoke, or maybe I drink.
Yes.
I drink. And
sure. Let's not call it.
It's often, not occasionally.
Yes.
Yeah.
I would be like. Please let that person know that occasionally. I drink.
Yeah.
Occasionally, I smoke cigarettes.
Yeah. So
occasionally, I do. Bang or whatever
it is that you
other
do.
Things.
Yeah. So
that the person gets to decide whether they want you on board or not.
Yeah. So that is now an ultimate conversation that is now closed up. It's not oversharing, because we are working around ourselves, the two of us. Yeah. And we are not getting to a point where we are sliding off the conversation. And when we slide off is when we're now oversharing. So that's not oversharing. And
cool. I think we've mentioned quite a number of stuff. But again, let's talk about parents, children sharing and oversharing.
Yeah.
Like parents, more so for like kids who are let's say young adults. Once you are over 18 and you are maybe living your life now in uni, or starting your career, or in your relationship, or in your marriage. Do you think there is boundaries to sharing information to your parents?
Yeah, I think so. There's some information that I don't think whether your parents should know.
I agree to that.
Yeah, because I want us to always draw the boundary whereby to understand that we with our parents are of different generations.
Yes.
Yeah, and there's some information that you might say, and it might not be understood well by your parents.
Yeah.
And you end up fighting, or maybe your parents end up feeling remorseful about you, and thinking
your parents might wonder,
how did I raise you?
How did I even raise you?
Yeah, so I feel like there's some information that you don't need to tell. You should always filter them.
Yes.
Filter the kind of information you're telling your parents.
But again, there are those people who are so much close to their parents.
Yeah, it depends too. However much close you are.
Everything. But guys, however much close you are with your parents.
Filter.
There's some information that should be private. That should be between you and maybe your friend, your best friend, or maybe, of course, we have with me I have there's a family friend that is, she's younger than my parents.
they're younger than my parents, so at least they understand our millennial generation.
Yeah.
So whenever I feel like maybe I need to talk to my mom about something and I feel like my mom would not understand, I would use her.
Yeah, like people who have big sisters, and big brothers.
Yeah, big brothers. Yeah,
I feel like it's fair enough to involve them rather than the parents.
Yeah.
Because sometimes our parents will not understand
why we made that decision.
What about our people are too much close?
Too much close.
Be careful with what you say.
Yeah, anyway, now, be careful with what you're saying.
Assuming me and you, Ed, have shared so much, and I ended up oversharing the information to my parents. Yeah. And now my parents will judge you wrongly.
Yeah, wrongly.
And if one day you will meet, you'll say,
no.
Huyo ni ule msichana.
Msichana wa.
Mwenye ulimsema siku ile.
Yeah, it's...
And my mom is already judging you wrongly.
Wrongly, yeah. For that. Yeah, actually
because of your bad habit of oversharing.
Yeah, there's some information about me and you as a friend, or me and you as a partner.
Yes.
Like
that don't need to get to our parents.
It doesn't have to go that much to our parents or even our siblings. Like just across.
Just kama ni moshene.
Yeah.
I don't think moshene yote ifike kwa mom.
Zingine.
And that's how people end up being
mommy's boys, or maybe someone like.
Because you're too much
of mom.
We all love that relationship that is positive, but boundaries, man.
At least be a banker to information.
Yes,
then.
please
just
learn to bank information. It won't hurt you. For this instant
personal information. Yeah. So but if you feel like this information is gonna be
but if you have kids that are like below the age of 16, please, we are not encouraging kids to be closed up.
We
want kids to say literally
everything. Or even always be the friend. Be
the friend to your kids. But once it's at certain
they're experiencing a lot and they're having lots of questions.
Yeah, so, and they're going through something.
Blah, 1, 2, 3, blah blah. They wanna not understand.
So don't shut them down. Let them overshare to you because they're
sexuality.
Kids.
Maybe they had something. They'll be like, "Mom, I fear this." Yeah, they're kids. So.
I don't think we should draw boundaries with kids.
No,
it's important for us.
It's important,
but
to
for
find
young adults,
ways to communicate with them.
Yes,
because that's another generation.
Yes.
Finding a way to have your child vulnerable to you
and be your best friend.
It's a win.
I feel like we don't have much to say about that.
Yeah,
we are not parents.
But we are just talking from the what we've seen, what we've read.
It's important for your kids before they clock 18. You should be knowing everything about them.
At least 90% of what your kids
Kienda sana 80.
The personality of your kids should be
knowing it on your fingertips. But for young adults, it is important to have boundaries with what we say.
Yeah, with what we say. So, and also what we allow ourselves to be fed with.
Yes.
Yeah. So
Yes. Also with friendships, I feel like with friendship it's good to overshare. Because I'm comfortable with you.
Your closest friend.
Yeah, because I'm already comfortable with you. It's easy to tell you everything.
Yeah.
Literally everything. Because I will text you right on the time. Yeah.
Hey.
For friendships, especially,
it's good to share, to overshare. Because I would protect you. I would want you to protect me and to warn me like, hey Ed, I think
or even laugh about what I want to say.
Or even laugh about it. Yeah.
It's good. It's oversharing in friendships is fun it's sweet at the same time.
It's again, I would want to
it's tea time.
It's a tea time session. Oh my god.
Like not tea time. At least you know me in the deepest way.
Other than what people know you for.
Yes.
Yeah. Sure.
Even partners, do partners have boundaries on what to know and what not to know? Depends with person. Depends with the person.
It depends with a person, yeah.
But again, no. I don't think you should censor information. Because if at all, if this person is gonna love you,
sure.
Akupende tu na hiyo information yote yenye unamwambia.
Because actually,
so I think partners and friends, let's make each other's
best friend. Yeah.
Yes. Ajue tu kila kitu. It's good to overshare.
It's good to overshare, guys.
Yeah. But of course, don't be the one who judge.
With your friends, it's good to overshare. So because imagine me noticing that maybe you had an issue,
way
and
back.
I'm just hearing this as a third party, or even like I'm hearing from other places.
Stand up to have a kind of way of relationship. Like na tulikuwa tumefoster a very deep and good relationship.
Yeah, I'll be like, what happened to our...
It's good to keep each other up to date with the information.
With the information, sure.
Actually, with friends, ni kwa mtu akwe up to date with what he
Leo,
or she has done, is doing. Is your family okay? Are you having issues? Are you having trauma?
Do you need help? Come over today because of blah blah and and when the team is here, they'll be like, oh, where is Faith? I'll be like, oh yeah, Faith is not. Even before they come, I'll be like, today
Faith
we are meeting
not coming.
Faith. Yeah,
she's going through something.
You see,
she's all right.
Even the friends and the people around me, they'll be like, oh,
that's good.
They're good.
Yeah. Sure.
They wouldn't question our relationship.
Yes.
So
Sure.
Oversharing is good in friendship. In your closest friends. Anyway. Because
I think we've covered all the relationship angles in terms of sharing and oversharing.
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
So
talk to us, guys.
Yeah. Please tell us
what are the other ways you think that oversharing is good and oversharing is bad. Yeah.
Thank you so much, guys.
Thank you so much, guys, for engaging with us. That was one of the fun and easy going.
It was actually in depth.
And it was coming out naturally.
You loved it.
I loved it.
That's
I loved the convoy.
Cool.
So guys, thank you so much for listening to us. Thank you for following us on all our social media handles.
Please follow us on our individual channel accounts. Sorry, did I say channels? We don't have individual channels. Like in our personal accounts at Chocolating Bit. All over you'll find me.
And Eddie Jato on all social media handles.
And of course, the Infinite
Chatter podcast on TikTok.
Very soon I will let you know when our Spotify is going up. For those people who love to listen and not watch. Actually, I would want to see us go live on Spotify, because with me too, most of the podcasts I listen to on Spotify. We are working on that.
We are always on the drive mode here. We want to listen more. Cool.
We will let you know once that is up and ready and running.
All right. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and share. Road to 1,000 subscribers.
Please keep subscribing.
Share our content with your friends. Ensure they subscribe. You listen to our episode to the end, because there's so much you're missing in between.
If you don't finish it, you leaving the important part.
Okay.
See you.
Until then. Bye.